Well, hey, what's happening? Different scenery today. You like it? You like? It's my pool. Whee! Beautiful Florida. So it's Friday night. It's 7:42 p.m. Wrapping it up here, and Charlie Brown might make an appearance or two. But I wanted to mention office managers needing leadership skills. Okay, so I have a client who came back. Lots of my clients come back, or clients think that they need me just for one thing, and then they realize that they need me for a lot more. Clients might hire me for marketing or PR, and then they realize that I can maybe change the entire dynamic of their practice. So that said, this client in particular called me this morning and decided they only wanted one session, which makes me for now. I got that one session for now. And like there's not that much I can resolve in one session. I'm trying to make my lighting better, but I don't know. I just thought more a better scenery today. Sorry. The pantry behind me, I was getting bored with it. So what was I gonna say? Oh, so I thought probably not a good idea to just schedule one with me, but okay. Let's see how much we can get done. Well, it turns out her entire staff doesn't like her. And she told me that. I really like this woman. She's not from this country, which makes me like her even more. I have nothing to say about my own country, but I mean, she's worked very hard. She's very loyal. She's had some adversity, some struggles, and she was working up front, and now she's the manager. And what that means is that there is a lot more to running a medical practice than answering the phone and scheduling people. And that's not to say that I don't think she can do it. I know she can do it, but she needs a teacher like myself to guide her. So the crazy part about it is that she wanted to pay, or she did pay out of her own pocket. Well, okay, I think that's good, but that opens a lot of questions for me. Like, so does this mean that the doctor doesn't know that you don't know what you're doing? I assume so, because if he knew that, maybe he wouldn't allow you to be the manager. What else does that mean? Do you know how to hire anybody? Do you have an employee handbook? Are there any rules in place? Has anybody ever had an evaluation? Um, yeah. How how about a raise? Anybody getting a raise over there? So I went through every single person in our practice. I wrote down everybody's name and then I went through it. Tell me about this one. Tell me about this one. Well, this one is related to the doctor. Breathe in, breathe out. And so is this one. No, really? Shocking. Why in the medical industry do you think that's a good idea? Do you realize that sometimes you're going to have to say something to an employee that might be your wife or your son or your mother or your brother that's not going to feel good, and then you're going to fight with them at home, and then you're just going to go, you know what, I'm just not going to say anything. That's real. Don't do that. And then there was somebody that she rehired after they quit. Brilliant. They quit. They didn't like the job. Then you thought it was a good idea to bring him back. Okay. There's so many things wrong with that. But the real problem is this. I asked her if the staff was happy, and she said, no. Are they excited about coming to work? No. So guess what that affects? That affects patient care. Does anybody realize that? Is anybody putting the dots together? Is anybody connecting this? Does anybody understand that it starts at the top with the CEO, the doctor? And if you don't know how to hire people, then you need to either get somebody that does or hire somebody like me that does. Or do you understand that if you have an unhappy staff, then you have unhappy patients? This is not difficult. But you know that miserable Mary chick that I talk about? She is miserable because this person is barking orders because they don't know that they need to encourage you and they need to be a leader and they need to be a sounding board and they need to give you evaluations and they need to give you feedback and they need to encourage you. You cannot take a leadership course online, okay? Please, not one course and then be a leader. You have to work at it. I'm going crazy. Sorry. It's Friday night. I need to let it go. That's why I'm talking about it. I did an Instagram live. Well, no, did I? I just did a video on Instagram. I posted one on LinkedIn because it's very upsetting to me. This is what I deal with. This is more common than you care to know about. So, you want to know why people answer the phone and they sound miserable? Because nobody cares about them at the office. Now, that is not always true, but that is a lot of what I've seen. You know why there's turnover? You know why you don't see the same people? Because there's something wrong with the leadership, and you really need to take a look at it. I'm going to start like not being nice anymore. I'm not beating around the bush. Get your head in the game, doc. You don't know how to hire, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're a physician, you're brilliant, you're great. But don't think because the girl like can answer the phones really good up front and schedule that she knows how to negotiate a contract, that she knows how to optimize your website for mobile, that she understands the value of marketing, that she's doing comparisons with vendors, making sure you're getting the best deal, that the collections are coming in. Because I heard something today that you don't want to hear. Well, I'm going to tell you. You ready? Well, he doesn't believe in a collection agency. So there's a lot of, you know, money that we just don't get to collect. I hope that hurts because that's not the first time I've heard that. So that means that you have money flying around in the air and then it's going into a garbage chute and then somebody's lighting it on fire for all that hard work that you've done, medical school, medical loans. Um, I could go on, but I feel like I'm ready now. It's almost 8 p.m. and I'm going to let it go. This call was at 7 a.m. and I'm still thinking about it because it bothers me. So if whoever's watching this and you happen to be somebody that can make a speakers panel or get me to speak in front of a lot of physicians at a medical school, you need somebody to tell them the truth, I'm your girl. Hit me up. Call me. Text me. Something. Bye.